What makes you think halfway through lockdown, actually, I want to do this again?
I mean, for me, I think it was the strangest thing was the fact that after Rio, I had really said goodbye to the sport, and I had spent 4 years not as an athlete. And
you hadn't rowed, had you?
I hadn't rowed, and there's this really unique. I'm sure, Ben, you might have kind of recognised this. You get this sense of, on the new year of the Olympic year, as that new year chimes in, you tell yourself, this is Olympic year. And in 2020, the bells chimed, and it was the first time in 8 years I hadn't said, this is my Olympic year. And I genuinely sat there thinking, I can't wait to watch my friends and teammates racing. And I was sat there 9 months pregnant, about to have the twins. And then in 2020, had the twins. And then a few weeks later was in lockdown. And I was a world away from being that Olympic athlete that I was, ready to watch on the sofa that summer. And then when they made the announcement about the games being moved for a year, and I had just had Kit and Bo, and I looked at Bo, my little girl, and I just thought, I could show you, I could physically show you something different. No woman in the British rowing team has ever gone back and done this, and it started to feel like the only way anyone was ever going to do it was going to be off on their own terms. The setup wasn't there for women to achieve that and get back on the team. Everyone's in their living rooms training right now on a level playing field. It was probably a bit of that thing where we were all in lockdown. Everyone was kind of doing weird things, and I look back now and I think that was a really weird thing to do, to decide to go to another Olympics with a year's training. But it was something in seeing my kids, seeing the opportunity, and just going, I just got to give it a go.
Helen literally had not been in a rowboat. She had not sat on the rowing machine for 4 years. And so the first time she did in lockdown, I thought, oh, here we go. And at the same time as kind of thinking, this is absolutely massive. Like Helen says, we were all seeking to try and find meaning out of that period of time when everything was in upheaval. And the very first adjective you used was fascinating. And it was fascinating. It was fascinating to see what she could do and achieve on her own, without a coach, without a nutritionist, without anyone even writing a program for her in the front room. It was fascinating to see an athlete re-emerge from someone who'd just given birth to twins, and to see that happen so quickly. 6 weeks, she was already back in incredible shape. 6 months, she beat her PB on the rowing machine.
I think the more you get the sense that people think you can't, and people think it's crazy and impossible, the more you think, well, I'll show you then.
Yeah.
Helen, I just want to get it officially on record. Paris or not Paris? That's the question.